What's up everyone, welcome to another video. This is episode 8 I think of the budget EF Civic build. In the last episode you saw me get this B16A in here and I mounted the shifter and I did some wiring and all that sort of stuff. Today's episode is going to be absolutely massive. We're working towards getting this B16A started for the very first time in my hatch. So yeah guys, if you're watching this, that means it did start, so stay tuned. So both axles are now in and now it is finally time to get this front subframe in. If you saw the last episode, we painted this thing and swapped it out from the other one, so it's missing the front engine mount, so it can clear our B series engine and headers. So let's get it in. So I had this idea where I was gonna write Civic on the radiator, so I made up a template and let's see how this looks. If it doesn't work, I can always just use that radiator or just paint over it if I don't like it. Oh my god, this looks just completely bogan, but I'm gonna run with it. You probably will never see it anyway. So, now that we got our radiator in, we're going to move on to getting these oils in. So we're going to fill the tranny up with some oil. This is the Penrite 75W90, and hopefully this will maybe mitigate some of the crunches I have in that gearbox. I've heard good reviews about that, so I'll be trying that out. And then I got some 5W30 here and a brand new oil filter. Also, I just wanted to show you how my Civic came out. It's barely noticeable with it back in there. I'm very interested to know whether you'll be able to see this with the bumper on or not. But anyway, let's get to putting in these oils. So this is the drain bolt. We've already tightened that up. And now this is the fill bolt up here. As you can see, it's already pretty stripped, so I'm praying I can actually get this thing off. So that nut was so stripped that there was no way I was getting that off. So what I've done is I've welded my 17mm spanner onto it. Let's see if we can get it off this way. So that worked a treat. As you can see, we cracked it. I'm pretty happy about that. So now we gotta, I don't really think about this. Now we gotta, I don't know, like chop it up off there maybe so I can screw this nut off. So there it is. I can now screw it off. If anyone wants a 17mm spanner, I will send it to you free of charge. You just got to pay for the shipping, so comment that if you want it. Anyway, let's get this bloody bolt out, eh? This is how a 5-minute job turns into a 1 hour long job. But anyway, we have the bolt out. And now I think I might need a new bolt. Now before I go and fill this up with oil, I just want to check the state of the cams and the top of the head here. So I'm going to take the valve cover off. I do have stuff to refurbish this valve cover, but I don't want to do it just yet. I want to get the focus on getting the car running and all that before I start doing cosmetic stuff like that. So we have the valve cover off and everything looks normal under there. To be honest, I don't really know too much about this sort of stuff, but I was just looking for scoring or any weird wearing on these cams here, but I can't really spot any. But I've decided that I'm just going to refurbish this now because I really don't have anything else to do as I'm waiting on that intake gasket. So yeah, let's just get to stripping this paint off and then respraying it with my wrinkle red. So guys, it's a new day and I've just finished restoring my B16A rocker cover. If you haven't seen that video, go and check it out. It's amazing what I did with that thing. I'm extremely proud of it. This thing looks absolutely amazing. So while I was finishing off the valve cover there, I see the postie man drop this off. This is my intake manifold gasket as well as my water pipe O-ring there. So that means we can finally start buttoning this thing up by getting the intake manifold on. 100 genuine parts, gotta love it. And there is my water neck O-ring. So that clips on right down here. You can see how bloody stretched out this thing was. Put the new one on there. That is a way better fit than this old stretch thing. So let's get the thermostat on there. So now that we have this radiator water neck in, we have our fresh intake manifold gasket on, and now it's time to bolt the intake manifold up and plug it all in. So the intake manifold is on there. Everything is plugged in and hooked up and all that sort of jazz. I got the fuel line in there with the injectors. As you can see, I still have all my tags on. That's just in case I get something wrong. Once I get this thing started and running, then that's when I'll go through and take all my masking tape off. So here are our brand new valve cover gaskets, and let's put them on. Okay, so guys, I think I have some terrible news. So this is my clutch cable. As you can see, it's currently hooked up. And as we come inside the car, it is connected to the pedal. But as we come inside to the car here, you can see that my clutch pedal sinks all the way to the floor. I have done some searching on the online forums and stuff like that, and I think I may have my clutch throwout bearing spring might have snapped or something like that, maybe when I was pulling the engine out, or I might have like a bent fork or something, selector fork. Basically I think what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to pull this whole tranny out again and then look at what's wrong with the clutch inside there. I'm absolutely bummed about that, but I think I'm still going to try and get this thing started tonight to at least know that it actually works. But yeah, anyway, that sucks, but let's get the distributor back on. So guys, the news just keeps on getting worse. Went to go plug this one in, and this bloody wire had snapped, so I'm going to be making up a new plug, soldering the wire that snapped onto this plug, and then I'll plug it back in. So we've got the distributor in, we've got the battery wires hooked up, the power and ground. Everything is plugged in. We got the accelerator cable in. Now we just got to fill up the radiator with at least some water. So now we're going to come on to the inside of the car, and I'm going to plug in some of these wires, just the ignition wires, to get it started. Okay. Oh wow. You can hear the fuel pump priming. Oh shit, there's a bit of a leak. So we do have power and we've got fuel coming through, except it's leaking, so I'm going to switch it off and then we'll see from there. I'm not going to lie, I did not think that was going to work. Injector is missing one of these white caps, so I'm going to take it off my other injector. Round two, let's see if we can get this thing started. No leaks. Just going to prime it again. Oh! Now that is a leak. Why is it pissing out there? This apparently is the return line, so I can hook that up. Alright, this is take 3. Last time we had a fuel return problem. Got that fixed. I'm gonna prime it again. So it didn't even crank because I hadn't hooked up the negative terminal of the starter. You get excited and you just forget to plug stuff in. Okay, so it wasn't cranking because we didn't have that. So we didn't have the negative terminal of the starter hooked up, so let's see if it cranks now. So this is take 5. Oh! No way! Alright, keep rolling, go back a bit.
Jesus.
She started! She fucking started! I think I had the accelerator cable too tight. I cannot believe this thing just purred straight into life. I honestly had no faith. I did not think that would start at all. Obviously, I have my wiring somewhat correct then, and I'm absolutely stoked on it. I got some water in the radiator now, so that'll bleed. I'm gonna disconnect this throttle cable and see if it stops screaming as soon as you start her up. Alright, so the throttle cable is disconnected. Let's go give it a start. So there we have it, guys. This thing starts right on up, but it then proceeds to rev its tits out. It is about 10 o'clock at night, so I don't really want to piss off the neighbors. So guys, this episode was absolutely massive. We confirmed that all my wiring has worked, and we were able to fire this thing right up. She cranks super quick and starts super quick, and I'm absolutely stoked on it. So as you guys know, there is a problem with this clutch. So in the next episode, I'm going to be pulling out this transmission, and I'm going to get to the bottom of that clutch problem. And once I've found the problem, then I'll be fixing it, and then hopefully getting this thing to fire up and take it for its first ever drive. I'm absolutely so excited to be able to drive this thing once again. This thing's going to be an absolute beast when it's done. So yeah, guys, stay tuned for that because you do not want to miss the first drive. Cheers.